My phone is acting weird. What's up, YouTube? Um, Looking at another Benny Johnson video. I haven't watched it yet. I'm just looking at the title and all that. She read the unredacted Epstein files. It's worse than you can imagine. Can you please stop saying that? We already know it's already worse than we can imagine. We, as the civilians of this country, one, got to keep in mind, we didn't do this, okay? But this is being done. So there's going to be a lot of things you're going to hear, see, read, and find out through all of this that you're not going to believe or want to even be reading. The problem is there's a bigger problem, and it has to be done. Once again, we are being sucked into this by the people who did it. We're not here for any other reason. I can't believe anyone wanted to. I guess they got curious because of how bad things are that they just wanted to see what was being redacted. So they looked. And yeah, you got to understand in these types of situations, once you look at stuff like that, it can never be undone. So you better be ready. And yes, when everybody was, yelling back and forth saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to read all this? This is so bad, blah, 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 blah." We said yes. And I don't know if other people were understanding like I was. I knew we were going to see things that were going to hurt about people that we thought didn't have anything to do with this, would be nowhere near it. There's other people that we would see that had connections that we knew. Well, we didn't know, but like Candace says, you know, but you don't know, but you know. You know what I mean? And it's because there's just so much stuff that leads right to it. And yes, there are people out there that will shoot. They'll do that with things, just so when it comes back to it, it completes their bullshit. I've seen people in situations like that and trip me out. That's how they found out later. People set the whole thing up, and I'm like, wow, these people are going all out. So it's got to be real bad at what they're hiding. And look at what we're looking at. Look at what Alex Jones was uncovering and telling us that they had actors inside of all those shootings before, and that they were placed there and paid to get that stuff going. That it really did happen, but there were key people that were placed in there to do that. And look at David Hodges or Hogg or Hodge or whatever the hell his name is. What side is he on? Who does right? And isn't he from all that? Right. Also, people were showing how he was at multiple different ones that had happened in different states and different places. Like they had used him multiple times. Then we see the crazy stuff with the Butler situation. Pretty much same thing as what Alex said that they were doing. Then we see the Charlie situation. Same thing that Alex got sued for, that he said that they were doing. And people are like, oh, well, I guess he was wrong because he got sued for it. No, you can sue anybody for anything. Yeah, a burglar breaking into your house. Yeah, after he goes to jail for burglarizing and all that, he can take you on a civil suit and sue you if you got hurt. In some states, yeah. Well, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all just ain't paying attention. I don't know where y'all are having this brain fog from, but wow. I just think this brain fog that people are having is very convenient for the people that are doing all this. It reminds me of the robots that used to just keep running into stuff and running into stuff till you picked them up, put them on the path, and then they turn around and keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And you're like, you know what? Screw it. Stupid thing. Yeah, it's like once we talk about stuff and we cover it, people just forget about it and move on to another topic to talk about. Nothing gets done. Nobody's doing anything. They're just like, oh yeah, it's bad. Oh, okay, this. By the time you get done all that, man, I don't know how much more damage is going to be done. They're working on it constantly, every second, even as we're sitting here talking. Well, I'm talking. Whoever's listening is listening, but whatever. You know what I mean? Smart asses. Yeah, I just know some dumbass is probably thinking that if they hear this. So I'm covering it before they do. If it happens, it's covered. If it doesn't, well, it'll sound funny. So maybe, maybe not. Don't really care. Um, it's just a lot of shit that I mean, it just keeps coming up, keeps coming up. Pretty much same people. And there's a lot of other ones. We're getting some new names now, but we're still not getting them all. But it just the names that we have gotten, the new ones, shows you at the level that this is at. And what does it match? What Alex Jones showed at Bohemian Grove. Who all was involved in that? Presidents, uh, lawmakers, government officials. Very, very ironic how it all matches up like that. Just like the Comet Pizza thing and the guy that went down there to do something. And then they started talking about, well, people lied. They don't have no basement. The story of that basement came from one of these frickers that was either paid to put that little monkey wrench in there or one of them themselves behind a fake profile or something along those lines is how that story got started. To curve everybody as soon as they sent somebody in that would be televised. Why? Because a lot of people would shun the story away just because of whoever started that basement theory or bullshit. It wasn't even a theory. It was just something somebody started, and people ran with it. And then they found out, well, it doesn't have a basement. You guys are stupid. And people started believing, well, it can't be true because these people said it happened in a basement, and they don't have one. So that there's no way none of this. That doesn't mean anything. These people are highly intelligent. They're not stupid. They're very wealthy. So stuff to us that we're thinking, oh well, that'd be too much this, that, and the other. Yeah, they've probably already thought that, contemplated how much it would cost to do it that way, and probably found the best way to do all of it. Yeah, you're not there with them, so you wouldn't know. But the pizza thing keeps coming up. The dirty handkerchief thing keeps coming up. Beef jerky, maybe that's what they switched it to, or maybe that's a different part of what they're doing. Uh, I'm just saying, we knew all this bad stuff was going to come out. We were warned by it or about it multiple times decades ago. So there's, I mean, come on now. Most of you adults need to fucking at least toughen up so you can get the justice these people deserve. I mean, I don't know why the victims aren't talking. I don't care what they paid you. I don't care if they made you sign this or that or the other. That is void. Criminals don't get to sign contracts and then be kept. I don't care. You guys are really twisting things. I mean, come on. Somebody that, sets somebody up to put a life insurance policy on them and takes their life and all. Do they get that? No. It's considered fraud. This is the same pretty much lines. So I just I don't get it. All this money they've used to make this, all their money is built off of doing this. That means every bit of money they have is dirty. All of it. And you can't tell me They didn't want to get to those spots so they could do stuff like this. Yes, they did. Y'all forget what Satanists are? What, you think it's a cartoon version? Your whole government and elites have been rolling in witchcraft and Satanism things forever. Everybody thought it was a joke. Some people thought it was funny. But every time we turn around, there's bad stuff happening. And these people are messing with things that are supposed to allow bad things to happen. Um, Something's happening. And you, some of us are getting it, some of us know it, other ones are just like, I don't care. Which, that's fine, but don't be adding to helping them out. I really can't believe this. I mean, it's literally the same battle that's been going on since Adam and Eve entered the garden. Bad versus good. It's been back and forth like that so much over time. Not only that, bad has learned good ways to they use it as manipulation, and good has had enough. And they're ready to fight. So when they do that, some of them they look like the bad ones. Only to the group of people that are already bad and using good traits to mirror their badness. Well, to hide their badness, to mirror the good traits. So that's what people think they are. And basically hiding behind a mask. It's just insane. Like you have people laughing about the Rihanna story when she's talking about it in the background. She is a minor being threatened with death of being thrown out of a window if she doesn't sign a contract. And JGC said it himself about it taking from blah 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 to like 3 in the morning. No wonder. What was in that fucking contract? And what else were you all doing up there? Nobody knows that, do they? Yeah, they leave all that stuff up to speculation. This is how they know they can't get caught. They never admitted to it. There's nobody's gonna, bring up actual physical evidence against them. So they can mess with you all. And they have through music. The one dude told on himself and he got arrested, but they just, I believe that was the man upstairs showing you, see, this is one way they put it in front of you. And we all took it as, aha, you idiot. Blah, blah, blah. That's what everybody, well, I'm not saying I did. I'm just saying that's what the majority of people were doing, laughing and calling him an idiot and this and that. Which, yeah, but I don't think y'all noticed that it was also showing you that, look, these people are doing this too. They're just a lot better at it. Man, you guys fucked up because I don't care anymore. I used to worry about saying some of this stuff because this is when my life started getting messed with back in Cedar Hill. I mean, like really bad. And it was when I started, talking to people about this. And I wasn't even on social media or YouTube talking with a channel or anything. You know, I was just talking with groups of people. And and one reason why I didn't get on the internet and social media when it first started because I didn't want to, and I was working. I didn't really know anything about it except for the last thing I remember about chatting online was America Online. shut up. Don't laugh at me. It's when I was born. Leave me alone. Um, yeah, those are jokes, guys. I don't care if you laugh. But I mean, it's just insane how much stuff, if you really pay attention to it, is showing you, hey, this is what's going down. And people are taking it in a totally different way. And I'm just looking at them like, that's what you got out of it? I got this. And yeah, I was a little worried. I had family and all that. I didn't know if this stuff would ever come back to bite them. And then once I got on social media, I started pointing out some of the truths that people were saying that I knew was true. And I started getting attacked that way too. And I don't know if all this that happened is a part of them, but it feels like it. I know it's a part of whatever demonic crap is following them around, I tell you that much. I mean, people can, say what they want, but I'm living it. I'm telling you, there's truth to a lot of it, and I did not invite this stuff into my life. No, I did not. I was very careful not to. I guess by inviting Tiffany and females that were doing shit behind my back, like witchcraft and things like that, that maybe that's how. But other than that, and it's really funny that once my grandmother passed, it really turned up the dial. Yeah, I noticed that too. And then when my kids passed, it got even worse. And then my dog, once he passed, I mean, it was like all hell broke loose on the earth. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then I find out that my ex had been talking to a medium, accepted some dark entity into her house, and became comfortable with it. Then all the stuff with the kids takes place, and she's been playing games the whole time. And I'm like, wow, what the hell? I mean, some of it I did know, but I don't know why I gave her benefit of the doubt that she was just young and it was an accident. Now, some of it I didn't take it that she was young and it was an accident. I took it as she was mad because I wouldn't marry her because she told me she was mad because we wouldn't get married. I'm not the one who killed that. I mean, technically, in God's eyes, we were already married. I already did that one. Just by law and reports, we weren't. But yeah, that's what she wanted that for. She wanted that paperwork so she could use the law to get what she wanted. And that's exactly what she was setting up for. And yeah, I did notice that. I was trying to stay with the third option or the third relationship that I'd gotten into. Well, you said you didn't want that. Yeah, I don't. Me personally, I don't count those because of the way they went, and for other reasons. But if you guys want to count them, you go ahead. That was my fourth thing. I was tired of going through fucked up relationships. Let's put it that way. I thought if I stayed and tried to work with them and get them, to understand that, look, man, and it wasn't that. It was the fact that they were set on doing this anyway. It had nothing to do with, they didn't trust men or this or that or this. No, it didn't. They were out to get money any way they could. Then whatever happened, they found a way and they did it. It's that simple. I'm out here killing myself for you. All you had to do was go to school and do what you wanted to do. But no. Any one of you fuckers that try and bullshit. Huh. That's why my uncle was so mad at me, because I was still trying to give this girl her dream, even though she was doing all this stuff. And towards the end of it, one of the other reasons why marriage got all wrecked and whatnot, which I am pissed about that. I was very excited about getting married. I'm very pissed about it. Nope, I kept all of the traditions. Even had a dress in my house that I paid for that I gave her a never and I gave her a no limit on. Everybody that was around or heard anything about, well, she tried to get one that was, decently priced. Yeah, because she wanted to keep more of the money that I gave her in her pocket. It wasn't about, oh, she was thrifty. She was only thrifty because she wanted to pocket the rest of it to use it for other things that she wasn't supposed to be using it for. Anyway, when I was at Coakley's and she had stopped by for something, I think I forgot my wallet or my something, and she was out running around looking at venues, and she was going to be looking at McGregor's. So they brought me McDonald's, which I didn't want that, but you see what I mean. Anyway, um, she's like hot dogging it around in this van, getting peeling wheels and all this crap going on. I'm hearing it and watching it from the window of where I'm working. And when she pulls up, I told her, I said, look, stop doing that. You're going to blow that engine. It's not a race car, it's a minivan. And she just laughed, and she can mess up the axle and rip it out of the transmission. It's front wheel drive. Anyway, she smiles, says she loves me, and then gets wheel and takes off. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, she was with her friend Ashley, the one that she would use as a free babysitter. Yep. Well, I didn't know that either until after I had called off the wedding, because her and her boyfriend John that she was with, they ended up doing a courthouse wedding uh, around the same time that me and Tiff were planning. So I don't know if that inspired it or not, but her kids were nonverbal. My kids were more verbal, and my kids were teaching her kids how to talk. Anyway, yeah, one night I come home late from work, and Tiff told me that Ashley was having a seizure and needed me to go over there because John was all the way in New Jersey and there was nobody there. And I know about seizures because of my sister. She used to have them when she was younger. So I go over there, and she's talking to John on the phone. There's no signs of her having a seizure until, a few minutes after I come to the door. But I don't know, it just seems so fucking fake. And I was there, trying to make sure that I wasn't getting it wrong. I'm not an expert, I just know a decent amount. But I'm telling you, it just, something about it just seems so fake. And then, but anyway, I went, did that, came back, and I think Tiffany did that because there was somebody in the house. I can't prove that because we didn't have uh, the security cameras out back at that time, and it was just weird. You know what I mean? I just felt like that whole situation was staged just to draw my attention away from the house. But these are the things that they would, and she would lie to her and tell her that she was, being kept in the house, that I wouldn't let her go anywhere, or that I was abusing her and all this. And when Ashley came up one day yelling at me, I said, "What the hell are you talking about?" And she's like, "Well, she says this and this and this and this." I said, "Have you ever seen cops here?" She said, "No." I said, "Have you ever seen bruises?" She said, "No." I said, "You realize she's anemic, right?" I said, "You realize just me hugging her too hard could give her a light bruise, right? Like if I give her a bear hug and goof off with her, or we're wrestling around being goofy." And she said, "Well, yeah." I said, "And you didn't notice any bruising?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, then obviously that's a lie. Because how is she being abused and all this stuff that she told you physically and whatnot when there's nothing?" She would have bruises and marks and stuff all over her. That's when Ashley started paying attention to things. And shortly after that is when I got the call of her leaving the kids in the house. And I had Ashley take them to her house, and I came home and tried to figure out what the hell was going on. And there was a guy named Jose Cruz that she used to, you know, and he ended up moving in next door. I mean, literally, our next door neighbor. And he lived down the street. I don't know why or how he ended up moving there. I think he was with a girl, and she got a place there, and he moved in with her after he found out where Tiffany was in there. Yeah. Um, I had to throw his 14-year-old, 13-year-old little brother out of my house because Tiffany had him in our house when I came home and was flirting with him. He was tall. He was a big boy for, you know, 12, 13 years old. His name was Cameron. I come home and they're sitting on the couch and she is like, I'm telling you, I wish I had it on video because you all would be like, what the fuck? I'm telling you. You think the Erica and JD Vance hug looked bad? This girl was practically sitting in his lap. I mean, all over him. And I don't know what they were doing before I walked in. And he's being all cocky and smart, kind of like a dude would be if, they had an upper hand on you with your girl in front of me. And I said, "It's time to go, Cameron." And he's like, "What? She don't want me to leave." I said, "You're leaving." He got up and he's like, "Whatever, man." Well, she follows, and when I go to shut the door, she's like leaning around me and giving him, the goo goo face through the crack of the door as I'm shutting it in his face. Now, mind you, this is a minor, okay? Shit, I'm 24, 25. Yeah, she was 21 or 22, messing with a 12 or 13-year-old, maybe 14. I think it was 13 or 12 at that time. Yeah, this isn't the first time she's done that to a younger boy. There was another one that lived over in her mom's housing development that she got caught messing with. He was 14, she was 28, and he sold weed. That's how those two connected. And apparently other things, because his mom was in a wheelchair and he lived there with her. You allow him to drive you crazy, dude. I'm not even in that anymore. Mm. Oh, Lord. Seriously, it's like two 90-year-old men fighting every day. Nephew? Live here? He doesn't live here. He's just here every day. He's got his own place. And he just comes here and they fight all day. That's just it. That's all they do. Yep. Apparently, nothing can be done about it. Hmm. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about all that bullshit. Oh, I'm used to it. My life's always been chaos, whether I wanted it to be or not, which, newsflash, I have never wanted it to be. I like goofing off, having a good time, making money, and doing shit. I don't like this. This is, I feel like I'm trapped in a Jerry Springer show every day. Oh, all over a 2x4 dog. These dumbasses that start letting her have 2x4s instead of sticks. This is also why you have rules with dogs. I mean, it's called training, obedience, you know. But whatever. What do I know? Yeah, nobody listens to me until it all fucks up and blows up. And I'm saying the whole time, stop doing that, stop doing this. If I step in and try and do it, they lose their shit, and it turns into a freaking uproar. So I'm just like, you know what? Do it your damn self. Except for my mom, if she asks for anything, I'll do anything for her. But the other ones, no. I just laugh at them. Mm. They have literally destroyed the back door, the front door, the side door. Yep, slamming it, trying to rip it off its hinges every time they open it and close it. Not my mom, just Papa John. He's kicked it when it was locked and broke it. I fixed that. He broke it again. I fixed it. He broke it again. I fixed it. And Pop tries to yell, well, everything in this house is broken. Yeah, no shit. You let Bam Bam here do whatever he wants. Nobody can say anything to him. But like I said, I don't want to get into that. I've done spent $200 on my mom's bedroom door to fix it because he destroyed it. Then, as soon as I fix it, and while I'm in the middle of it, I got him and my stepdad just like trying to chew my head off the whole time I'm rebuilding the door. And I get it done, and he comes back here and kicks it again. This time it took him a hell of a lot longer to break it. Then I go up there, I fix it, and this time he's gonna have to play hell for breaking it. So good luck. Gonna break his fucking foot. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. That's why I'm talking. I don't want to talk about it though. Not my house. I just pay rent. So apparently I don't have a say. But yeah, we all knew this stuff was going to be bad. So stop bitching about how bad it is. Let's focus on who we need to get and where they need to be. That's pretty much it. I am so tired of seeing people lose their shit and be so shocked. You knew this was going to be bad. And I mean, yeah, I can understand a little bit of shock, but they are going like totally dramatic with it. Yes, this is what you all ignored. This is what everybody was tricked by, myself included for a while, until I started catching on to it. I tried to share it. Everybody got mad at me, made fun of me, tried to start arguments. Fucking bullshit. I'm just telling you. Dang. Same thing happened to Corey. Those people wanted to attack him for just telling him what these people did. And he's like, look, he's like, I'm not trying to do this or that. I'm just telling you what happened. Why are you getting mad at him? You're acting like he did it. He's telling you what they did to him. And you're just, there's so many mysterious child deaths. There's so many just dark things that are facts around these situations and all that. There's no way it's not true. There's no way. And I'm really getting tired of people, oh, this is a hoax, that is a hoax. No, it's not. There is way too much stuff going on for it to be a so called hoax. Now, sending that dude to Comet Pizza, that was a hoax. Somebody paid him to do that so it would shift the narrative of what was going on there. And it's probably the owners and the elites because they have billions. They could pay that dude 500,000, a million, and it'd be like giving him a penny. That's what you all don't understand. They don't lose shit. Nothing. Nada. It's like a breadcrumb. That's what people are not understanding about a lot of this is they have money, life-changing money that they can offer to anybody. And people will take it. What do you think Jaguar Wright was wrapped up in? What do you think all these celebrity chicks are wrapped up in? How come it took them so long to say stuff? Because they were chasing money. They were ignoring it too until they didn't get the money. What do we know? That's what they're mainly about. What do they always chase? Money. They didn't get it, so now they're opening their mouth. That says a lot. You didn't say anything before. And yeah, a police officer tried to say that same thing to me, and I told him I was telling you the whole time. I didn't even know there was any money. I didn't want any money. All I was trying to do was get what they said was legally mine because I'm their dad. And I didn't know that part either. My lawyer told me that. So that's what I was going after, my legal part, until we got this all in front of a judge. And these cops tried to use that like what these people did. No, 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 no. I played it smooth and cool because I needed to figure out information about what the fuck they were doing and what really happened. And I found it. And I was telling that cop behind her back the whole time, this isn't right. There's something wrong with it. And I was sending him videos to his email. I was, any other text messages and stuff that she was sending me that showed that she was fucking around. I sent that. And I didn't hold anything out. I showed when it started to when it ended, both of us back and forth. I didn't cut anything out. It was live and basically uncut. Um, and then crickets. Even where the kids are saying her and Nana are gonna put us in a dangerous situation to get you in trouble, and they're gonna manipulate your friends and family before and after. And then the other video that I had of them talking about how she was gonna do it in Florida, and she couldn't decide if she was going to do it here or after she went to Florida and just leave them out on the street for something to happen. And at that time, look what was going on with the world. Something would have happened, especially down there. She would have made sure of it. She would have researched the worst fucking one of the worst parts. She would have moved into it and then let them play outside with no supervision at all. And then, oh my gosh, basically the same thing she did here. And crickets. And they were told about the kids talking about this stuff way before I ever even had to speak to that detective. And I was told it's hearsay until something happens. And it wasn't even a year later. Bam. Exactly what they said is taking place. So I turned to the internet thinking I'm going to get these people that are really good at coming through stuff. And I end up getting fucking LBGQ only. And these motherfuckers are weird, dude. They couldn't put together a puzzle even if it was 4 pieces. They'd be over here, yeah, it looks like it fits, but maybe it doesn't want to fit. Maybe it wants to be something else. Get the fuck out of here. Put it in there. It's crazy. Just, mm. And I think that was deliberately done by whoever runs, these platforms and all that. I think it was. I think they deliberately kept it away from certain people. MGTOW, my buddies from that, none of them even said they seen it. And I'm like, what? It was all over. I mean, everything they did was a lie and a diversion, and I have proof of it, but law enforcement, courts, nobody gives a fuck. I've even went to the clerk's office, and even they were playing games. They were sending me to buildings that didn't exist. Oh, if you want to file that paperwork, you got to go here. 101A West Main ended up leading me back to freaking town hall where you got to press a button and wait for people to let you in, or you have to make, an appointment. So I tried all that thinking that, maybe there's an office up there. Nope. Everybody's laughing at me when I call there, and they're like, "No, you can't make appointments for that. That we don't have anything to do with that." And I'm like, "What the hell?" So I go back to the courthouse and I tell them exactly what I need to file, and they're like, "Oh, we can't file that." And I'm like, "What do you mean you can't file it?" Well, you need this, and this. I brought all that the police report, paperwork, everything they asked for, and they're, "Oh, well, we still can't file it." What? So I go up to the state's attorney. What do? They start acting crazy, threatening me. Don't even talk to me. The one chick starts acting like she's scared of me and scoots back through a door. And I'm just looking at her like, what the fuck are you doing? And all I asked is, can I talk to an investigator? And who does that person happen to be? Oh, my stepdad's family. I do not. Allison. Yeah, I didn't yell at anybody. I wasn't mad. I wasn't showing aggression. I just was trying to show what I had. And that dude went and talked to her in a room after he came back from lunch, come out and told me to leave. Then he gets in the elevator with me and proceeds to threaten me as we're going down. And then they tried to tell me I wasn't allowed back in the courthouse, trying to make it look, you know, like I did something wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I just went there to file charges. This is why I wanted it on recording, just in case that crazy shit happened. And I couldn't do that either, apparently. I'm like, why? It's not in a courtroom. We should be able to videotape all we want in the hallways. You guys are. You have video cameras in here. Yeah, it's all on camera. I'm pretty sure it's got audio as well. The only thing that's probably not, which I don't know if there's a camera in that elevator, but I bet you there is. And yeah, him and a girl step in, and he's, you know, asking me to go to leave, basically. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And I go to get in the elevator with them, and they're in it first. Uh, I'm not saying nothing. We're just going down. That's what he said. I should bust your fucking head open. What? Yeah, he was trying to start a fight. That way, when those elevator doors opened, it would look like I was fighting everybody. Guess who owns that? Oh, well, who basically controls security at that one? Sheriff. Same ones that were doing the supposed investigation. Yeah. Isn't that funny? Not funny, haha. Yep, every civil rights lawyer I've called won't touch it. Guess what most of them are? Freemason. Yep, yep, yep. Just ironic, ain't it? Yeah. I really wish one of them would have survived, besides David. And I hate to say that because I do love that boy, but I know what he did. I know it. There ain't nobody going to change my mind about it. But of course, I'm painted as a crazy, was never a father. I was deadbeat, never there, even though I was always there. I was the only one really working. I was the only one holding that family together. But okay, they were safe, learning, growing until I was taken out of the picture. It didn't take not even 2 years. They were tortured, and then they did this. Yeah, letting them come see their dad, them getting all happy and loving being with me, and because it pissed you off, you would alienate them from me, or you know, alienate them from me to brainwash them around people that should they are scared of and should never be around, and you know that. And all cops got to do is look at these people that I'm talking about's background. You know all of them, and not for good reasons. Why do you think she ran to McMahon and all them? Because they are friends with cops. That's why. Why do you think she manipulated in that direction? Because she knew where this was going to end up. Oh, yeah, they're friends with state boys and sheriffs now, aren't they? Why do you think she allowed my nephew to think he was manipulating her? She was going to use his family. Yeah. I don't know why or how I keep running into girls like this. Jen tried the same shit. That's why I wouldn't let her be introduced to my family. I let her at one Christmas party, and the stuff this girl was doing and talking about, nope, you ain't never, ever. And that was only because we had a child together, and, you know, I was trying to get her to act right. But of course, with me, it's not saying like that. Oh, yeah, you stayed because of that. No, no, the fuck I didn't. I stayed because I was trying to give this child an actual family. Didn't want it to turn out like Kyle. Didn't want it to turn out like Jen and Jazzy. Even though Jen and Jazzy were never part of the plan that her mom did that. Jazzy was not planned. But that doesn't mean I don't love my daughter. I do. But the little demon she is now is not my daughter. It's whatever her mom created. And like I said, it is very possible that all three of these women suffered from similar mental disabilities that were just never properly addressed. I hear people try to bring that up too, man. They I did try. I can't do everything for these people. I can't force them to do certain things. All I did was try to talk sense into them, and I was called controlling. The only reason why I was called controlling is because they knew they had a problem. They knew it would not be anything they wanted to do to fix it. They wanted to ride whatever their problem was and use it, and that's what they did. Kind of like bipolar people do when they become manic. They don't want medication, they want to ride whatever that feeling is. Yes, because a part of them enjoys the chaos. And I don't think all of that is, I mean, I think we call it a mental disability, but I believe that that's part of them. That's why no medication will really fix it, because they have something in them that just is evil and it wants chaos. Because they can be on medication and still do it. I mean, it might work for a little while, but eventually, once they get used to the medication, you know, they start doing it again. So, I mean, what's the fuck, right? Obviously, maybe that's just them. And you know how we work. We got to put a label on everything. Sometimes those labels are a little skewed. That's the whole reason why you got Venn diagrams. Shows how things are similar in the middle, but how they're different on the outside of the diagram, of course. I don't know, y'all. All I can tell you is this is the stuff I was telling you about. This is how I can see that the world is going to hell. See ya.